Hey, sports fans, PB&Z Sportscast. All right, so PB, we're one day late. We missed the start of the World Series. I had the Dodgers. I think I'm going to still stay with the Dodgers, but they got blown out last night. Their bullpen looked like you've been saying all season long, shabby at best. And that's what cost them the game last night. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Toronto's bats have been impressive throughout the whole playoffs. I mean, they put up some serious runs on the Yankees. They put up runs
Mariners.
on the Mariners.
Yep.
Now, obviously, game one here, they're putting up more runs. A 9-run inning. I mean, that's a big deal. I think they got a ton of momentum. They got home field, so let's see what happens. I mean,
And the only
that
guy
that
ever to hit a pinch hit World Series home run.
oh wow. Yeah, and then I mean, you look at the Mariners series, they were down 3-2. They were down 2-0 and they were down 3-2. And they're kind of resilient when their backs up against the wall as well. So I like what I'm seeing with the Blue Jays.
Let's not forget the Blue Jays are the only team in Major League Baseball that's never been defeated in a World Series.
Oh, really? That's right, because they went like twice and they won it both
2
times,
0,
right?
right? Yeah, so they're 2-0 World Series history, right? I
Good for them.
get it's only two, but they're still undefeated, right? I mean, the Rockies aren't 2-0 in the
Yeah.
World Series.
Yeah. What I like though is like for the last 5 years, I think you and I have always said pick Toronto to get in the playoffs. We always said, "Oh, Toronto's there," and here they are finally showing up.
Finally,
So,
finally. And you know what the funny part is? We thought because they had people like Bo Bichette and stuff like that. Bo's been out most of the season, right? The only guy staying true to them is Vlad. And bringing over George Spring was a huge deal. Sooner or later, we're going to call him Playoff George, right?
yeah, right.
Oh, man, he's been huge. So what do you think? Who's going to win it?
I mean, obviously you're spotting me a game already with the Blue Jays up 1-0 and you have, home field, so it's hard to pick against them. I mean, going into this whole thing, I think we both had the Dodgers. Man, at this point, I'm gonna take that game and say let's go Blue Jays.
Okay, I saw stats today. I think it's like 28-4 in the last 32 World Series. The team that won the first game wins it. The Dodgers are the one team that can overcome that. At the end of the day, I believe with their lineup, I mean, they got three MVPs in their lineup for God's sakes. So I'm okay. And by the way, Blake Snell hit a batter. Maybe shouldn't have been taken out at that point in time. It was 2-2. I would have left him in. And he looked pissed to be taken out when you saw his face. So I think the stars are good enough that if they can just pitch 6, 7, I guess now they have to go 7, they should be all right. I'm going to stay with the Dodgers though.
Okay, that's probably what's. I mean, I'm not going to be surprised if they come back and win this series. So
You're right. By the way, the flip side of that, I'm not going to be surprised if Toronto holds on and wins this thing in 6.
yeah,
All right. Before we get to football, this NBA betting thing, man, that just opened up. The cap is off, right? Betting and pro sports, and the fact there's so much legalized betting, and what went down, the fact that there was, guys giving inside information to bettors so they could twist the line a little bit and play the prop bets and everything else like that. That's the scary part about all this stuff. I mean, as far as the coach, Chauncey Billups going, mix it with the mafia and hosting poker games with x-ray tables. They could see the cards, and I guess they might have wired them to the guy's ears. I don't know how that went down, but this is the top's been blown off right now. And supposedly I heard this morning that the NBA's known about this for a while, but they didn't want to reveal it, which is going to make it even worse, and which is probably why Congress is now involved. This is a scary thought in all of pro sports, not just NBA, right? Do you agree?
yeah. I
And
mean,
college as well. I mean, because you can bet on college stuff too, correct?
yeah, yeah. It's sad. I mean, it is sad. I agree with you. I think it's a little out of hand, and there's just some bad. I mean, I think for the most part, there's a lot of integrity. I think as an organization, all the sports and the commissioners and owners and everybody else, they don't condone any of this behavior. And I think 99.99% of the league is good. It's just you have these bad apples out there that, to me, why the hell are you doing this if you're already making millions of dollars and you're going to be jeopardizing your whole entire career and your brand and everything else? So I just think it's just dumb, really, at the end of the day.
And PB, we talked about this off here. I mean, the money part. I think sometimes when you make that much filthy money, You're okay with spending it and losing a little bit, right? And which is what the allure of gambling is all about, especially for people who came from low income families, which a lot of pro sports stars did, right? Unfortunately, and so now they're like, how can I make more? If I lose a little, it doesn't matter. I'm already making a ton anyway. So that's the tricky part of this thing. I think the fact that they have so much goddamn money, they don't care about spending it because they never had it when they were younger.
Yeah, true.
All right, we're going to talk football. By the way, I see you're wearing a Patriot shirt. I thought for sure you're going to wear a Panthers shirt, meaning the Florida Panthers, after Marshawn comes home to Boston and beats the Bruins the other night. Did you watch the game? Could you see it down in Florida?
I did watch the game. It was on national TV actually, and
Well, that's right. That's right.
yeah, and I saw the tribute. I thought it was awesome. Class act on the part of the Boston fans and Boston
No way
community.
by Marshawn, though. He was so emotional, huh?
He was. That was definitely saw a different side of him there. And he got a point in the game. He comes back. I was at the game Tuesday night here. He scored 2 goals, lost in a losing effort to the Penguins. And I'm going tonight. They're playing the Vegas Knights tonight,
Oh,
so go see a
nice.
little
Okay.
Jack Eichel action and see the Panthers. So yeah, I think this is going to be their fourth home game or fifth home game, and I've gone to this will be my third one. So
Oh, nice. Good for you.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Let's get into some NFL talk. By the way, speaking of NFL, Thursday night football, Chargers absolutely crushed Minnesota. Do you think Minnesota regrets letting Donald go?
Well, I mean, you still haven't gotten the true picture of JJ McCarthy at this point, I don't think. I mean, he played one game, got hurt, he's been out, or he played one game and part of another game. So it all depends. I mean,
To that point, if you had McCarthy, if you still had Donald, he would have played in those games, right? And they probably might have won those games. So,
true, true. But I mean, that's a short term 2, 3 game decision you're talking about. I'm talking about as an organization, is that the right move for your team for the future? And that question is going to be remain unknown until we see what McCarthy's really all about. It might not be this year, might be next year, but is he the real deal? Is he a franchise quarterback? Is the question.
which is why I would have kept Donald one more year to see if McCarthy's really the guy, right? And by the way, Donald is once again proving that his Jets days were a mirage. He's playing awesome for Seattle right now, right? They won last
Yeah.
week again,
Right.
right?
Yeah, and Donald played well for them last year. Let's not forget too.
Oh yeah, he did.
O'Connell is a quarterback
Quarterback
whisperer.
whisperer.
He knows what's going on. He knows what Donald is, and he
Yeah,
knows what McCarthy is or can be. And he
yeah.
made that decision. I'm sure he's involved in that decision and was like, McCarthy's our guy. And so he knows something about his abilities. So I think he'll come through and it'll be okay.
Right. So Denver last week came back in a record epic style, coming back from 18 points down against the Giants with 6 minutes left. It's the first time it's happened. Good job, Giants, in 1,605 NFL games, which is approximately, I think, 39 years if I did my math right. So, is speaking of quarterbacks, is Bo Nix the real deal as well, or is he better than JJ McCarthy potentially upside? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that whole quarterback class is awesome. Love that class with Jaden Daniels and Bo Nix and Drake May and Caleb Williams, and was JJ in that class too? I think was JJ in that class. Yeah.
Yeah, he was drafted towards the end of the round. Right? Oh, in the middle of the round. I'm sorry, in the middle. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and Penix was in that class too. Just a
Yeah.
great
Yeah.
class. I just love it. I think all those guys are great quarterbacks, and Nick's no different. I mean, Nick's to me is the guy. He's the franchise guy in Denver. And if Peyton continues to coach that team and they continue to play defense the way they're playing defense, I can see this team in an AFC Championship game or a Super Bowl in the next couple of years for real.
I agree. Let me ask you a question. The quarterback on the other side of that game was Jackson Dart. As you know, I have a huge Giant fan that Jackson Dart is the next John Elway. I don't see that at all. But what's your thoughts on Jackson Dart, what you've seen so far?
Yeah, what I've seen so far, I like. I mean, I could say the
Okay.
same thing about Cam Scatterbo. I mean, he looks great so far too.
I
But
love Scatterbo. I said that when he came out of the draft.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%. And I targeted him in a lot of my dynasty leagues, so I got him on a few of my rosters. But yeah, I mean, a combination of him and Dart, if they can build some, obviously Malik Neighbors done for the year, but you bring Malik back into that equation, maybe you get another nice receiver piece. You see the maturity of a guy like Theo Johnson, a tight end. This team could, and we already know their defense is, well, except for the fourth quarter of the last game, is a decent defense. So yeah, I think this team found their guy. I think he could be the franchise guy, and I think the Giants will be right there in the mix with the other teams in a year or two competing for the NFC East.
Speaking of the NFC East, last week we all picked, I think G Money did as well, picked the Commanders. But I did say if Dallas scores 40, and lo and behold, they get 44, they win that game going away, 44-22. And we're going to pick the Dallas game in a minute. So I've heard all week long on the different shows, ESPN specifically, the best offense in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so at this point. I mean, their defense obviously leaves a lot to be desired, but their offense is the real deal. I think they do have the number one offense, don't they, in terms of yards and points, maybe?
Ironically, it's the trade deadline and they're trying to find a defensive playmaker. Didn't they have one last year? I forget. Right?
Right. But I'll tell you one thing. Having Lamb back is huge. Javonte Williams is having a very nice comeback type year at running back. So things have fallen into place for them. The only other teams that I would maybe consider, you got to put the Lions in that conversation. They have such talent all across the board. And you can never count the Chiefs out. The Chiefs feel like they can do anything with anyone. And now with Rice back and stuff, to me, those are your top three offenses in the league right now.
I agree. All right, so let's pick some games. By the way, two big injuries still TBD at the moment is A.J. Brown for the Eagles. That's huge.
He's out.
He's definitely out. And then Lamar is still iffy, right? For the Ravens.
He's not officially out yet. He's not officially playing yet. So he's going to be more of a game time decision.
My Giants buddy said that Lamar should sit and Ravens should just hang it up for the year and get some good draft picks to rebuild next year. What do you think of that thought?
I don't think teams really do that in this league.
No,
I think they play every week to win.
Right, let's pick some games because that's one of the games we're going to pick in a moment. We're going to start with that Dallas team going to Denver. What happens here?
It's a tough one to pick. I think at the end of the day, I got to go Broncos.
I do too.
Yeah, I mean it's a tough one to pick, but it's if the Broncos had any type of questionable defense, I would probably pick Dallas. But because their defense is stout, and then the ability to move the ball on a very weak Dallas defense, that's why I'm going Denver in this one.
By the way, what's G-Money got? I'm going Denver too.
I think he does have Denver. I'm bringing that up right now, but yeah.
And by the way,
he is Denver.
If Denver was the team that lost that game last week up by 18, I would say they'd probably be crushed at the moment and Dallas would come in and win this game easily. But by the fact they show such resiliency to come back, I think they keep that momentum going. That's the only reason why I pick them. If the Giants had held on, I'd be picking Dallas right now, but I'm going Denver as well.
Okay, trifecta there.
All right. Pittsburgh and Green Bay. They go to Green Bay. It's A-Rod's
homecoming
game.
It's at Pittsburgh.
Oh, it's at Pittsburgh? I'm sorry. I thought it was Green Bay. All right. So Green Bay goes to Pittsburgh. What do you think?
Yeah. G-Money has Pittsburgh in this one. I love the Packers in this game. I think Pittsburgh's one of those fraud teams. They're a glass slipper team. Like, I think Jacksonville probably falls in that same category in the AFC. I don't see either of those two teams making the playoffs. Pittsburgh.
Funny you say that, PB. Funny you say that because right now on ESPN Bet, I think it is, they're the favorite to win the AFC North.
Yeah, well, that's because look at without your competition. I mean, you got the Ravens we just talked about. We don't, they're 1-5, whatever. The Browns are the Browns. I mean, they're not going to do much. And then you have the Bengals who are hanging around at 3-4. They have a pretty easy opponent this week with the Jets. If they beat the Jets, they go to 4-4. And then, Burrow comes back at some point. So I just don't, the winner of this division is probably going to be 9-8 or 8-9. That's the only way Pittsburgh's going to win. They're not going 10-7 or 11-6.
Yeah, the irony of this is on paper, this division was considered one of the best divisions in football going into the season.
Yeah.
And then Joe gets hurt. Pittsburgh's defense, which really was considered their strength, has not showed up at all. Their offense actually has been a little better than I thought with Aaron Rodgers. I thought for sure it'd be terrible. And yeah, I'm shocked by it. All right.
Yeah.
So I got Green Bay as well.
And G-Money has Pittsburgh, so, but I got
All
Green Bay. Yep.
All right. Washington at Casey. Is Jaden Daniels playing? I'm not sure. Is he playing or is he out?
No, he is officially out. Mariota's playing.
All right. I like Mariota because, like, to your point earlier, KC's probably one of the top 3 teams in the league right now, at least on offense. KC wins handily. You agree?
Yeah. Not to mention their defense isn't shabby either. So, yeah, Kansas City, even if Daniels was playing, I'd still take Kansas City. But the fact that Mariota's in there, they are going to get McLaurin back. Debo's healthy, which is good. So there's some positive things there for Washington, but I don't think they beat the Chiefs on Monday night.
Bears go to Baltimore. Right now, Lamar is iffy, you said, right? Still at the moment?
Yeah, he's still iffy. The Bears are an interesting team because I'm not putting them in the same category as I put, Pittsburgh and Jacksonville that I just talked about, who I think are frauds. I think Chicago does have good pieces. I love what Ben Johnson's doing there. I'm just not sure with that division. It's very competitive. You got Green Bay twice, you got Detroit twice, you got Minnesota twice. I don't think they can make the playoffs, but I think they can put up a decent record on the year.
For this game in particular, though, not in the division.
I know. I just don't know, man. I think even if Lamar doesn't play, I have the feeling Baltimore's going to win this week. I just have this feeling that they're going to finally get off this 1-win snide that they're on. So I'm going to go Ravens, probably regretfully, but.
Funny, I had Ravens all along. Actually, my boy from the Giants fan, I play the same pick 6 with him. I'm switching up. I am going Bears. And it would be the biggest upset of the week because I think the Bears are a 7.5-point underdog of Baltimore. But if Lamar's even iffy, he's not Lamar. At the end of the day, if he's half Lamar, he's no Lamar. So I don't think they win without a healthy Lamar. And so I'm going Bears.
Yeah, I think that's a very bold pick, and I actually like it. I was on that same cusp of maybe switching last minute. But I'll stick with the Ravens, and G-Money has the Ravens as well.
Jets and Cincinnati. You said
Cincinnati.
Joe Flacco's a joke, right?
Don't even need to talk about it. Cincinnati.
Yeah. Me as well. Me as well. By the way, is this the end of Justin Fields as an NFL quarterback this week?
Is he even playing?
I mean, if he does, though, is he done? Is he gone?
I mean, I think he's proven
He's a career backup after this week, in my opinion.
I think so, too. I mean, he can't win football. I mean, the guy's – what's his career record?
I don't even know. But as you and I like to say, he's a typical Ohio State quarterback.
Yeah.
Much like C.J. Stroud is playing out to be down in Texans world, right? Houston.
Yeah. All
right.
So
let's finish it off.
I was going to say I'll take the receivers all day long, but I'm not taking the
quarterbacks. That's what's making LaFlacco look good. At the end of the day, I mean, you and I could probably win a game with those receivers. All right, Giants, Philadelphia. Philadelphia just lost to the Giants. It might have been like even 10 days ago, for crying out loud. It seems like it was that short a time ago. Giants come off that horrific loss. I don't think you come back from a loss like that overnight. Philadelphia maybe found the sea legs. We know A.J. Brown's out. By the way, the biggest clown coach in the NFL right now is Brian Dabol, in my opinion, followed by Nick Sirianni. But I think in this case, Sirianni wins this game. Philadelphia wins.
Yeah. Me and G-Money both had Philly as well, for the same reasons you said. Plus, the other big thing is they already lost to the Giants in New York. So can you imagine the Giants sweeping the Eagles? That would be
I can't imagine the Giants sweeping anybody in the NFC East for the next 5 years.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's another reason why I'm going Philly on that one.
All right, let's make some college picks here. Hey, by the way, PB, this kid, what's his name? Drew Missmaker. I think that's how you say it. For North Texas, he threw for 608 last night. That's impressive, huh?
Wow.
608. Hey, by the way, Vanderbilt is the host of College Game Day. They had that big win last week. You and I didn't see it coming. They beat LSU. G-Money picked that game. And we're going to pick another Vanderbilt game in a minute here. Vanderbilt is shockingly very good. And now that kid, what's his name? Diego Pavia. Do I have that right?
Not sure on his pronunciation.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it either. But Diego, I know is his first name. He's the real deal. for Vandy as a quarterback, right?
So
And by
let's
the
see
way,
if they can get into if they keep this up, they're going to be in the college playoffs and they could surprise a few
and
people.
he's the number 2 right now for the Heisman Trophy, so we'll see. All right. And by the way, I just have to, I'm a BC guy because I have season tickets. Like you, I just go to watch the games, mostly to see the other team a lot of times when it's a big time game, like Miami when they come in, stuff like that. But I've become avid. I love them since Doug Flutie, anyways. The loss to Clemson last week, I'll equate to Penn State losing to Villanova or Ohio State losing to Butler. That's how bad losing to UConn in football is. And Bill O'Brien, I thought he was going to be the savior. I don't see him staying. You can't, if you lose to UConn, OB, love you guy, you're going to go, right? At the end of the day, you can't lose to a UConn if you're a power football conference team. So I'm sorry. All right, let's make some picks. Texas A&M goes to aforementioned LSU, who lost to Vandy. Texas A&M is a 2.5-point favorite. I know it's in the Tiger Dome or whatever they call it down in LSU. A&M's 2.5-point favorite in a night game. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean that's always a hard place to play. And I'm surprised LSU is actually getting points at home. That's crazy. I'm taking LSU.
Going A&M, and you know why? I think I wanted him to be successful there. He wasn't as really successful in Notre Dame. Yeah, they were more of a winning team than a losing team. But Brian Kelly is going to be the next James Franklin, I think, in 2 years. Get fired when he didn't expect it. A&M wins this game.
Yeah. I remember A&M was my sleeper to get into the
Yes.
conference earlier this
And
year.
they're number 4 in the country right now. So,
Yeah.
all right, Ole
So you're
Miss.
going A&M, huh?
I am. And
All
G
right.
Money's going LSU.
Yes.
All right. Uh, Miss goes to OU. I'm seeing the weather reports right now. It's like torrential rains or something like that happening at that game later on today. OU's a 5.5-point favorite. Ole Miss was lost last week in a tough game. Lane Kiffin against Brent Venables. I'm going OU all day long. I usually don't like these amount of points. If it was 3 or 2.5, I'd love OU even better. It's 5.5, but you know what? I still got OU winning.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I was back and forth on it. At the end of the day, I landed on Mississippi only because of the points. I think 5.5 is a lot. I think this game is going to be back and forth, back and forth. Could be a late touchdown somewhere that makes it go one way or the other, but I'm going to go Ole Miss, as is G Money.
The big part is all season you've been saying, don't play the points, play the better team. And so I've listened to that advice up till now. And I'm like, no, I'm going with the team that should win this thing convincingly. That's why I get OU.
All right. I'm the same as G Money on both, and you're different, so that's scary for me.
All right. The game that College Game Day is at, Mizzou goes to Vandy. Vandy's a 2.5-point favorite. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 2.5. I think Vandy's doing something special right now. So at home, yeah, I think that's
I
an
like
easy
that
win.
coach a lot. I like Kurt Signetti, and I like this guy. He played there as a fullback. I forget his name right now, but he's got grit. The team's got grit. I think Vandy wins this game in front of their hometown crowd, and with the game day crowd there, they're going to be obviously drunk. So I'm with you. I'm going Vandy as well to cover.
All right, so does G Money.
All right, here's the big one. BYU ranked, I think the 20, oh, no, actually, I think they moved up like 16th, if I'm not mistaken, after they win last week over Utah. They're playing Iowa State at Iowa State. Another coach I love a lot, Matt Campbell, does not get enough credit for what he does at Iowa State that really no one cares about, in my opinion. Iowa State's a 2.5-point favorite. I'm going Iowa State. They're going to cover this thing. They win by a field goal.
Yeah, G Money does, and I do too. So a little trifecta there.
Ooh, okay. Now I'm nervous.
All my college picks this week are the same as G Money, which is a rarity. By the way, don't take our advice on our college picks because all three of us are doing horrible on the year so far. But maybe this is the week we turn it around.
NIL killed the college game. No, it's for betters. So, all right, man. Nice one. I'll talk to you soon.
All right.